In this voyage, we are sailing to Antarctica and then we will reach South Georgia, two of the most remote and pristine places on Earth. In polar latitudes, even in summer, we know that the weather can be challenging. But discovering these areas of the world is always exciting and extremely rewarding. And under the snow, it is magical like a Christmas day. The landscapes that we will see are so unique, and the encounters with wildlife will be so special that I have absolutely no doubt that this voyage is going to touch the heart of every one of our guests.
Crossing the Southern Ocean en route to the White Continent is always so special. There's something drawing me back to this place. The raw energy that exists here, the landscapes, the wildlife, the conditions we encounter, all come together in some kind of beautiful synchronicity. For me, words can't properly describe the feeling of being in Antarctica. It's something you must experience for yourself. Approaching Point Wild in these conditions gives us perspective of what it takes to survive in this environment. It's both brutal and inspiring at the same time. It's really interesting to follow the path of these heroic age explorers. I believe Jean-Baptiste Charcot, the famous French explorer, got it right when he said, "This is the sanctuary of all sanctuaries."
people ask, when is the best time to visit South Georgia? And I think the answer would have to be for as long and as many times as you can. It's officially sub-Antarctic, so it lies north of the 60-degree line, but crucially, it's within the Antarctic convergence. So it's in those cold and extremely productive waters. Essentially, it's a rock in the middle of a sea of protein, and as a result, it's full of wildlife. I've been lucky enough to spend 2 seasons working at the museum at Grytviken and to spend so much time in this unique place covered in wildlife and steeped in history is really special. My job was to welcome guests from visiting cruise ships, but also my remit included looking after the old whalers cemetery. So it was about looking after the grave of the boss, Sir Ernest Shackleton himself, who was buried here just 100 years ago this month. It's so great to get the opportunity with Scenic Eclipse to return to this place and experience once again the sights, sounds and smells of South Georgia.
South Georgia is a 100-mile-long stretch of rugged and impervious mountains situated in the frigid polar waters of the Antarctic convergence. Once the haunt of old explorers, the island is now home to one of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth. When you arrive, it's a more intense experience than we can ever prepare ourselves for. It's easy to be undone by this place, where there's so much activity and beauty it is impossible to capture in a single frame. For me, it certainly is a sensory overload, one leaving you so empowered yet feeling so small. South Georgia reminds me of how magnificent the world we live in really is.